Hi, welcome to our Saturday Fever, your global equity and futures markets review. I'm still trying to remember the full name. My name is Jack Wong, your host. And before I start, let me share with you my screen. Just hang on for a while. And here we go. So this review is for 3rd of May 2014. And let me show you the disclaimer first. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to share with you that what we are going to do here is for educational purposes only. We are not giving any form of investment advice. All right, so let's see what's happening next week. Next week, in order for us to have a broad market analysis, we need to know that Janet Yellen, or in Singapore we call Auntie Yellen, is going to make a testimony on 7th of May at 10 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysian time. And at the same time, we have got the jobs opening, which according to Forest Factory, that will be on Friday, 10 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysian time. Apart from this, we have got in China, HSBC final manufacturing PMI, the trade balance, as well as the inflation rates. Now, Chinese data are influential for the to the global market, so that is something that we watch out. Okay, so apart from this other data, I will report this in another video for our forex market review. So let's come back to next slide and see what's going on in the dots of the Dow system. Now, good news and bad news. The good news is that the Dow Jones is still the system still returns positive results. The big dots 2.4%, the small dot 0.2%. The bad news is that Dow Jones is still in a negative territory, minus 0.4%. The start of the Dows, we have got AT&T, Merck, Intel, Pfizer, McDonald's, Cisco, and Microsoft. Now this will be our major focus when it comes to doing long call diagonal spreads, because I can tell you McDonald's has been treating me very well for the last 2 months, and this stock has gone up so crazy and it's now $101. And I started doing long call diagonals when McDonald's was $95. Okay, so well, it's not a lot of money. It's only 6 points, but when we are doing long call diagonals, the percentage of return is much better than folks who are doing cover rights or doing just buy the stock. Okay, so that is my opinion. What's happening in the 24-hour iron condor candidates for next week? Well, next Wednesday, we have got Tesla. Tesla is going to announce earnings on next Wednesday. And on Thursday, we have got Priceline Group. Okay, so these two are our major focus for the 24-hour iron condor system. And probably this will be the last twos before we finish our Q2 system. Now, this system only plays 4 times a year, so we are sort of done. So last week I talked about LinkedIn, which is one of the potential candidates for the iron condor systems. And let's see what happened. Well, it's quite good. I would say 31.6% in 24 hours. And we have sold out of the money, put spread, and a call spread, and that's called iron condor. And guess what? We can have all legs closed without paying premium. So that is a 31.6 return. Congratulations if you know what you are doing. If you are not sure, yes, you can actually come to the online membership site and you'll find the website address at the end of this presentation. Come and join us and see what exactly we are doing, because I do share with members in the membership site about some of these systems that I feature in Saturday Fever. Okay, so how about the sector performance as at, I would say not 25th. I forgot to change this because I'm so eager to share this with you. So this should be 3rd of May 2014. And you see that energy sectors remain the strongest sector. Apart from this, the utilities used to be the #1 sector, has fallen down. Probably what is the probably the stock market has gone up until the last trading days, so that explains why the utility sector is down. But that being said, Energy is still doing well. The next sector that is doing well is actually consumer staples. Now, the cyclicals has been one of the weakest sector, but you can see that it is bouncing back. Okay, I will also take note that the healthcare sector remains weak. So that is something that you would like to take note of. John Person pivot weekly. Okay, not much change. I would just like to point out that the weekly charts has a lot of long tail for the gold. That might mean gold wanted to go up. Okay, so these are what I see. So gold has a chance of going up based on what I saw on all these weekly candles. No sell buy signal except crude oil. Crude oil has a sell signal from John Person pivot point perspective. The big four indices, they are all quite flat. Okay, so that's what is happening in the equity market. So now let me go and share with you the charts that we are looking at, starting from the big four indices, starting off with Dow Jones Industrial Average. So we are watching this high, this resistance is 16,600, and you know that Friday it couldn't hold. And what happened was that this becomes a resistance. So I'm watching for a possible downward move from 16,500, perhaps of about 100 to 200 points. If this swing low cannot be supported, is a rather weak swing low, possibly Dow Jones can come back all the way down to 16,000. Now, just one thing that we like to take note of is now we are into the second week of May, and more importantly, towards the end of May, we might have a summer rally. Summer rally is a very, very short period. It's about 2 weeks to 2.5 weeks maximum. So watch out that, because that may surprise a lot of bear. Because you may have heard of the statement, sell in May, go away. The exception to that is the summer rally. Okay, so if you're not sure, Google summer rally and find out what exactly it is. So the bearish people, please watch out. Next index is NDX, which is NASDAQ 100. As you can see, that 3613 has been resistance. Okay, and what I'm looking for now is to find out if next week the index might be coming back to the downside. Now there was a hammer here, there was another hammer here. So these two hammers does provide certain near-term support. That being said, well, the index is this resistance is quite strong, so watch out for that. And what happened was that for me, I have a very wide iron condor on NASDAQ 100. Is about to be able to buy back for very cheap price. So I'm going to close the iron condor probably in next week. Okay, so next one we have got SPX. What is the big cap doing? SPX, you can see that there's a strong resistance, and Thursday, Friday, what happened was that SPX couldn't break through this resistance of 1884. So what happened is that if the equity market is weak or bears are in play, well, SPX might be coming back. Okay, same thing. There is a hammer here. I'm not suggesting that this is a strong support. This is also quite weak, but you know what? Well, probably SPX might be doing that. So watch out for that. Okay, finally we have Russell 2000, which we have open wedge, and what happened is that 1137 is near-term resistance. So I'm watching whether this resistance will be broken, because I'm still looking at a possible bounce to the upside. This open wedge is respected. So let's see what the price action is telling us next week. Now let's look at the index for Singapore. We have got the Straits Times Index. Straits Times Index, as I said last week, I was actually watching for a breakout. Well, you know what? On Monday, STI was not able to break up this resistance. So yeah, this is a fakey move. So the index went down to 3228 level on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday is just hanging around 3260. So again, I'm waiting for a breakout, a confirmed breakout of 3277 before I consider a long on STI. For Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, you can see that Hang Seng is a very interesting index. On Thursday, on Wednesday, it has a very big move, and then on Thursday, you return everything to the market. Friday, that was an inside bar. In the meantime, 22,096 is the near-term support. So I watch whether this support is respected. If that's the case, well, Hang Seng might be going back to 23,000 level. I wanted to mention one stock. I've been reading this stock for a while, and you know what? This is the darling of 2014 quarter one. This is Tencent. Okay, Tencent stock ticker symbol is 700. And what I like the stock about was that it has a very strong correlation with QYHU in United States and Baidu in China. And guess what happened? We have got a very nice reversal signal in March, and Tencent is actually going down all the way to below 500. Now I'm watching this level very closely because if you plot the Fibonacci retracement, guess where we are now? 61.8. So if the 61.8 is the support, probably I'm looking for a potential reversal to the upside. Well, this stock really needs a retracement, and yes, it has happened. Good news. Now let's see whether the stock is able to climb up. If the stock is able to climb up, then I will be looking at Qihoo, because Qihoo is going to announce earnings only on 19th of May. Now I'm looking for a potential put spread, because I don't think that if Tencent is going up, Qihoo is going down. So that might be an opportunity for me to sell some premium. So I'm watching for that. Okay, so I'm not really trading this, but I'm using this as a proxy for me to go into Qihoo's position. I still like Qihoo. Okay, now let's move on to the futures market. We have got the crude oil. Crude oil, as you can see, 98.86. That was the Thursday low. Okay, Thursday's low is 98.74. 86 was the low on 2nd of April. Now you see that there was a nice rebound. So on Friday, this bullish candle suggested that crude oil might be heading back to 102. So it's a $2 move, and let's see whether it is possible. Okay, so watch out for that. Gold, okay, as a result of the non-farm payroll, actually gold went up. US dollars went down. So gold, you can see the Friday candle is like very nice. You call it bullish engulfing. Well, it's not really bullish engulfing, but the body is quite big, quite large. So it actually engulfs arguably not the Thursday candle, but the Tuesday, Wednesday candles have been engulfed. So probably I'm looking for a potential long. Okay, depends on your risk appetite. You can actually come in here, and then you have a very decent move. Okay, so let's see. If you stop here and looking for 130.92, your risk and reward is essentially 1 to 2.43 or 1.1 to 2.5. Okay, so this is a pretty decent reward if you are looking for a potential swing trade. So watching out for that. Now let's move on to some of the stocks that we are tracking, starting with Apple. Apple, guess what? 600 has been almost tested. Okay, that happens on Wednesday. But you know what? Apple 600 is a very strong resistance. Why? Because it is a round number. What will Apple do next week? Who knows? What can Apple do next week? Well, if it breaks above 600, I've marked the 644, which was the high back in April 2012. So that is another target that I'm watching, but I'm waiting for Apple to break above 600. Now, there will be a WWDC meeting or conference in June. Probably iPhone 6. So if you are trading Apple, you may notice that whenever there's a new product that's coming out, Apple tends to go up. But when the news came out, Apple may come down. So watch out the effect in June. Check the dates because I cannot remember, but I do know it's in June. So wait for that to happen. Amazon, we have got the very disappointing earning announcement last week. So what happened was that the stock actually went quite a free fall. That being said, on Tuesday there was an inside bar. On Wednesday, guess what? It is showing a reversal. So that means Amazon may be coming back and test the 320 level, or perhaps the gap might be filled. So we cannot deny that. But meanwhile, you can see that the downtrend remains. So Amazon is still in a near-term downtrend. Biogen, okay, I actually I put that statement here. I said selling core vertical spread has been profitable for 2 months, because last month I sold a core credit spread. This month I also sold a core credit spread, and guess what? Well, the first one I closed for 10 cents buying back. This one I'm now only 40 cents, so 30 more cents I'll be able to buy back the spread for 10 cents. So it has been treating me quite well. And Biogen downtrend, you see a real downtrend? Not really, because the stock is actually doing nothing. And I like the stock doing nothing, coupled with the fact that biotech sector has been beaten up. Seasonality-wise, it is also weak. So there are very good factors for me to do core credit spread. So if you want to learn about how to do this, well, come to the membership site. I'm happy to share this with you. CMG, we have got a very nice support on Monday. Tuesday is the inside bar, Wednesday is the inside bar, but notice that $509 might be the resistance level, so watch that out. Here, in the meantime, 480 is a support. I'm not going to do anything until the May expiration cycle is up, because if I were to do something in May, I only have 2 weeks. If I am going to do something in June, there's just too much time. So the timing is not right for me to do anything, so I'm just watching the stock, waiting for opportunities to come. GMCL, I've been talking about this since March, and I said, well, probably the stock is coming down to test this level. Well, finally, it is coming really down. We just like $1 more to 89.66. So I would like to see what happened on this level before I decide the next move. So I'm still watching this stock. Google, well, Google obviously is in a downtrend. There's no doubt about that. But the big but is, will Google be coming all the way and test 511 in the next 2 weeks? Looking at the rate it goes, I don't think it will happen next week. Perhaps it will be the week after. Was there any bad news on Google? Well, not really. The news is no news. So what do I mean by that? Well, no news, we'll look at the technical. The technical is telling us that there is a downtrend. So if you want to do something about Google, notice that there is a downtrend. Well, you can sell core credit spread, but is it the right time to do it? Or you can do an iron condor on this is what I'm doing. So probably I'll be able to close the iron condor in this week. So that is the reason why when the market is not doing anything, selling and call spread, selling put spread, or even iron condor works the best. Okay, so next one, IBM. Well, IBM, what do I do? What can I say on this? Well, I was looking for a fairly bullish move back to 198, but guess what? IBM has 2 long candle, boom, boom. Thursday and Friday, IBM is now coming back to 191. Well, IBM is still not able to break above the 198 or even 200 level. So what does it mean? Probably the stock is in this trading range of 190 and 198. Okay, so what can I do with this? Butterfly, calendar spread, even an iron condor, many opportunities. Earnings is somewhat behind us, so thousands of things you can do. Okay, ISLG. Wow, I was very surprised when ISLG make a $10 move at the opening of the session on Friday. But in the end, ISLG went back to go down by $4.46. So guess what? ISLG is still hanging around this level, consolidating. So my iron condor is working very well on ISLG. 357 is a strong support. So probably let the stock hang on for a while, let me collect the premium, and then you go whatever and do whatever you like to do. That probably is the best thing for me. Michael Kors earning announcement is on 27th of May, so still have a few more weeks to go, but the stock has tested 95, unable to unable to sustain near the high of the day. So now I've drawn a new resistance at 93.41. If Michael Kors respect the resistance, probably Michael Kors can come down. But again, we have only 2 weeks to go for May expiration. I'm not so keen to do anything, just not enough time. So probably I'm just watching the stock. LinkedIn, we have got the 24-hour iron condor that gave us a 31.6 return in just 24 hours. That being said, now I'm watching for a support at 144. Now LinkedIn has given back a lot already, and you see the gap. The last gap was February 2013. So if 144 is broken, I'm looking for a few of this gap. Okay, so if this gap happens, the next support will be 125.5, which was the September, which apart from this gap, it was also the September 2012 low. So I'm watching this very closely. LinkedIn is still in a very serious downtrend. Twitter may also have the similar problem. So take note of that. Why not I show Twitter and I show you what I've done. TWTR. Let's see. So since Twitter is here, so Twitter, as you can see, there's nothing much I can do, right? Now, what I like Twitter was the fact that Twitter, since the IPO, Twitter has been coming down. There's no reason to buy the stock. Okay, number one. Number two, after the earning announcement, Twitter actually dropped 10%. Okay, so this is what happened on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So people like me, what I did was I'm looking for a potential very quick trade, 7 days on Iron Butterfly. Okay, so I'm looking for a very dirt cheap trade and profit on the premium. So the idea is that if Twitter is consolidating around this range, since there's a drop in implied volatility, well, that's the reason for me to do something called an Iron Butterfly. Okay, so my Iron Butterfly will expire in the coming week. Let's see whether I can do something up. I can collect some premium. So if I do, I'll let you know the result, because it is a very nice spot of opportunity. This is also my first trader's trade. So let's see whether I can have a very nice profit for my first trader trade. All right, so now let's move on to the next stock. The next stock is McDonald's. Well, McDonald's, the long call diagonal has been doing well, very well for me. I have rolled up twice already. I've done a vertical roll twice already. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, this is what I did, what I teach in advanced stock and trading advanced stock and options trading class. So I talk about what is a long call diagonal, how one can do a vertical roll if a stock is going up. So yep, so this is a very nice trade. Netflix. Well, Netflix, I said last week, well, Netflix, I can actually see a potential sell, but Netflix actually went back quite strong. In just a few days, Netflix is now back to 340 range. What I'm looking for Netflix is to settle down before I decide to do some sideways strategy. Possibly there is a potential calendar spread that I can do. It's just that the calendar spread, because the premium is very expensive, so from a risk reward perspective, it's not justifiable for me to do. So I'm KIV on this, watching for another opportunity on Tuesday for Netflix. Priceline announcing earnings, as I said, this is the candidate for me next week on the 24-hour iron condor system. Okay, so let's see whether it can give me some decent return. Qihoo 360, okay, earning announcement is behind May expiration. But I'm looking for Tencent in Hong Kong that allows me to see if there's a potential put spread I can sell. I'm looking for a sell of a put spread. So let's see whether I can do something with that. Safe is too safe. Spirit Airlines, after the earning announcement, is like doing nothing. But the fact is that I like Safe to be very safely hanging around this level. So if there's a bouncing back on the support 56.6, 54.66, well, there could be a potential move to the upside. So let's see whether it is happening. Starbucks, I've been drinking Starbucks very extensively, aggressively. At least today, Saturday, I have started 2 Starbucks already, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, because I really want to push the price up. You know what? Starbucks is not doing anything. So that is a little bit sad. So this is a stock that I'm not doing anything right now, but I'm tracking it because it's just one of my favorite stocks. Okay, so Tesla announcing earnings next Wednesday, another 24-hour iron condor candidate. And I'm particularly to get a price line, I like the announcement days, Wednesday, Thursday, just nice for 24-hour iron condor trade. Okay, so watch out this closely. So this one is, I always need to remember, this is Ubiquity Networks, okay, one of the IBD 50 stocks, one of the top 5, bouncing back from 38.68, so probably waiting for the stock to come back to the upside. Earning is on 8th of May, so watching out this closely. United Rentals, again, one of the top 5 IBD 50 stocks. Well, I like the stock still in a very nice uptrend with a wedge here at 96.72, which is the resistance. I am still waiting for this wedge to be broken, because once this is broken, you can see what is the target. The target is for sure 100 plus. We have got another stock called THRM. It's Gentherm. Gentherm has actually coming out of this trading range for a week already. So Thursday, Friday, you can see that the stock has gap up. So I'm waiting for the stock to come back, test 36.92, and decide to do a bullish strategy. Perhaps this is a stock I can use I can use long call diagonals once again. I don't buy stocks, so I use long call diagonal instead. All right, so we have got, what else? The last one, TRN. TRN is Trinity Industries. This is one of the top 5 IBD 50 stocks. Guess what? That is an all-time high on Friday. Technically, I like the stock because it is after earnings already. So between URI and TRN, I personally like URN because the opportunity is here. The only issue is that will it come back and fill the gap first? I don't know, so I need to wait for that. Okay, so finally I want to look at the TLT, which is the bond market. Well, you know what, even though the equity market is strong, except on Friday, I would say, the TLT on weekly chart basis is still up. Okay, so that is to say that the bond market and the stock market are not really in correlation. This is something that I'm worried, and that for the bond trader and the the forex trader, that probably explain why that US dollars index is coming down. Okay, so check this out. I will do the summary of the forex movement in separate video. Okay, so that's all the charts that I have for this week. So people ask, well, I've shown you so many things. I talk about long call diagonals. I talk about iron condor. I talk about butterfly candle spread. Where can you learn all this? Well, I'm actually in a few more weeks I will start the batch 2 of advanced stocks and options trading class. So if you key ASTC 2014, you can enjoy a reduced tuition of $397. Good. So the class is on Monday nights for 5 weeks. I'm going to do a 1.5 hour session, and I'm going to showcase what I know, and there's no holding back. Of course, there will be also follow-up session on this because we have a private Facebook group whereby you can continue having support from me and other traders for the rest of your life. So it's a very much affordable $397 compared to you pay thousands of dollars to the Mr. Market. Okay, so that's all for this week, folks. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to send me an email. Also, check out my other websites, membership sites, onlinetrainingforprofits.com. You can join us as a free member and tap on a wide community of traders and get support from them. Okay, so that's all for this week. And thank you very much for watching. And I hope that you have a very good trading week ahead. This is Jack Wong. I'm signing off now. Bye-bye.